Good day to you all. I'm Brother ARILEWOLA Moses from Deeper Life Bible Church, Upper Group, to be specific, from Agri District. I keep rabbits, and I want to show you the way I keep rabbits and what you stand to benefit if God is leading you in that direction. I started this venture in 2019 when I realized that the cost of feeding or maintaining house is becoming high. So I felt I should do something to reduce the costs of feeding. So I started with this cage. This is the cage I started with, and initially I bought 4 rabbits. So I divided the cage into compartments so that the rabbits will not be fighting, because if you keep them together, they will be fighting one another. So thereafter, they started giving birth, and I made more other cages. If you are starting rabbit business, there are 3 things you must know. I will call this thing FCC: feeding, caging, and caring. Let me start with caging, because if you don't have cage, you won't be able to house them. Now, if you are constructing cage for rabbits, rabbit is a kind of animal that likes ventilation. You have to construct the house in such a way that there is sufficient ventilation. They also like cool environments. Apart from that, they like a situation where they can move around in the cage. Rabbits like ventilation. When you discover that one is behaving somehow, you may use something to cover the head, especially the head of the house. Especially, you see, even though they like ventilation, but at the same time, they hate a situation where the sun is beating down on them. It affects them. So you should like look, for instance, now I have something like this. If I discover that sun is too much on it, I can put this cover on it so that it will not be affected. The house must be constructed in such a way that be 4 feet by 2.5 feet. Then when you construct the house, the floor of the house must be done in such a way that it will permit the dropping of the poo or the feces. Then not only that, the urine, because the urine can kill them if the thing mixes with the food. So you should ensure that the food is separated and the poo is dropping. Then apart from that, you should construct the floor of the house such that the leg of the young one is not entering the holes there, because if the leg of the young ones are entering the hole, it can break their leg. Then not only that, you should ensure that the thing is constructed in such a way that when you want to clean it, it will be very easy for you to clean. Rabbit is a kind of animal that they like eating and they like sufficient water. So you can see now that the water tank is here, such that when they want to drink water, I have here. They can easily drink water from here. I don't need to be giving water to each of the houses. They know how to drink water here. See the way they are drinking water. That's how they drink water. They drink water by themselves because there is water in the tank here. See them drinking water. So you should always ensure that water is available for them to drink. They drink plenty water, and you ensure that you give them clean water. Possibly twice in a week, change their water. That's how they drink water. That's how you don't need to be putting maybe container here for them to drink water. Look at this one now. This one, look at this one. This is just 1 month old. You have to give the water to it, to this one, with this kind of thing, because their mouth cannot reach here. This is just 1 month old. Now, when you are buying rabbits, the purpose of keeping the rabbits should determine the type of the rabbit you will buy, because generally we have about 60 kind of rabbits, although they can be grouped into 3. The small one, which in Nigeria here we call the local or semi-local. Then we have the middle one, that one we call it New Switzerland rabbits. Then we have the larger type, which of course is not other common here. So I have the local one and the higher type. Now, one thing you should know is this: the rabbits are kept for about 5 purposes. 1, you can keep rabbit for fun. You can keep it for research. Some people keep it for research work. You can keep it for pets. You can keep it for manure purpose, or you can keep it for consumption, depending on what you want. But for my own, I keep it for consumption and for manure. When you are constructing the house, you should construct the house in such a way that the one that is made for the winner should be different from the one you make for the adults. Now, this is mother rabbit. This one now, I have to create another house there. Look at the box. This box, we call it breeding box, such that if the thing wants to give birth, they like a situation where they will give birth in a close place. Can you see? Aha. This is another one here. Can you see? This is a mother rabbit, so you can easily give birth inside the cage here. Now, this is the house for the adults. Now, this is the hailer type that I spoke about the other time. Look at it. This is the hailer type. This is 4 months old now. This one can be killed now, can be slaughtered for eating. Now, this is 4 months old. Look at the local one. The local one, this one is almost a year. Can you see? If you compare with the one that is just 4 months, can you see the difference? This one cannot be bigger than this. If you rabbits have don'ts, which you have to keep to. 1, even though they eat or nearly all green grasses, but there is a type of grass, lettuce, they don't eat this plant. If you feed them with this plant, it causes diarrhea for them, and eventually it can kill them. Then rabbits don't eat bread. Don't give bread to rabbits. It will kill them. Don't say you have remnant of bread at home and you now say, okay, let me give it to rabbit. No. Secondly, when you are collecting the feces or the poo-poo, don't allow the one on top, exactly when you have double cage like my home, don't allow the poo-poo here to drop on the house cage of the one that is below. Otherwise, you create problem for them. Then there is something you have to be doing at least maybe twice in 2 months because of soldier ants. Soldier ants are also enemy of rabbit. You just buy kerosene of 1 bottle like this. This one is 200 naira. With this bottle you can use 200 naira kerosene for 6 months. What you do is take a container like this, just take small kerosene, pour it on the water like this. That one is enough. Mix this thing together. When you mix it together, just use it to spray. Just spray it around the house. Just spray it around the house. Aha, like this. Spray with this. So your hands cannot. So don't assume that because the house is properly covered, always ensure that you drive soldier ants away. Even that kerosene, something that I pour inside the water, can chase away lizard, another enemy of rabbits. Now, not only that, when you make the house, you should ensure that the house is made with hard objects so that it will prevent rabbits' enemies from coming to them, because rabbits have enemies. They have enemies that target their food, like lizard, like rats. They can come and be eating. So you should ensure that the house is protected from the, although lizard, exactly the small lizard, this hole, they can come in through this hole. They are not harmful to rabbits. But we also have enemies that are against their life, like dog, cat, and many other enemies like that. So you have to construct the house such that they won't be able to come in and kill them. And then another thing you should know about these enemies is that they generate a lot of what do I call it, waste. Though the waste is useful, because when you pack it, when you pack it, you can, some people pack the waste and they sell it. Like for me now, I use it in my farm to grow pineapple, to grow cassava, and not, instead of buying fertilizer, I use the poo-poo from these animals. On the challenge, let me still speak on the challenge. Keeping rabbits also has some challenges. One, you have to ensure that the house is clean always. Make sure, because of infection, you have to ensure that you clean the house regularly. Then not only that, when you feed rabbits, you should ensure that you close the house properly. Otherwise, if the house is open, the thing can run away. Then if they are not properly fed, infection can enter, and when infection enter, it can be spreading from one rabbit or the other. So when you discover that one is infected somehow, you have to take it and separate that one from the other, so that the disease will not be spreading. The poo-poo here, if it is not packed, the thing will be smelling. So you have to ensure that you clean it always. Then apart from that, during the rainy season, you should ensure that the door or the mouth of the food cage is covered, so that rain will not fall inside the food. Because when rain falls inside the food, the rabbit will stay off the food, and thereby it can affect the health of the rabbit. I want to speak on the prospect of rabbits keeping. One, rabbits give birth rapidly. Their pregnancy is within 29 to 30 days, and you can continue after giving birth. After a month of giving birth, you can still breed, you can still crossbreed them again, and at once a single rabbit can give birth to about 6, 5, 4. And look at this one now. This one, this is a winner. You can sell it for 4,000 naira in restaurants, schools, for people that know the value, because rabbit is a kind of white meat. It's better than red meat, and it's very low, it's very high in protein. So people that value it, they buy it. The small one, this one, although you cannot sell this one at this age, it's still sucking breast. So this one, if you want to sell it, around 2,000. The big one that I showed you the other time, this is ARILEWOLA. It's around 6,000 naira. For anybody that want to buy it, it's around 6,000 naira. In restaurants, they buy it there. Then the local one, though stronger than this ARILEWOLA type, but it does not contain much meat. So that one can be sold maybe for around 4,000 or 4,500. We have some people, maybe because of their health condition, they only eat rabbit. People like that, you study them because they want continuous supply. The price you give it to them will be different from the price you be selling it to other, because people like that, they help you to maintain constant market. If you have farm, instead of buying fertilizer, look at me now. I have bags of the poo here. This bag of the poo, I will take it. I always take the thing to my farm. I will spread it in my farm, and I use it to grow pineapple, to grow cassava, yam, and all the like. Yes. Rabbits have don'ts, which you have to keep to. One, even though they eat nearly all green grasses, but there is a type of grass, lettuce, they don't eat this plant. If you feed them with this plant, it causes diarrhea for them, and eventually it can kill them. Then rabbits don't eat bread. Don't give bread to rabbits, it will kill them. Don't say you have remnant of bread at home and you now say, okay, let me give it to rabbit. No. Secondly, when you are collecting the feces or the poo-poo, don't allow the one on top, exactly when you have double cage like my home, don't allow the poo-poo here to drop on the house cage of the one that is below. Otherwise you create problem for them. Then there is something you have to be doing at least maybe twice in 2 months, because of soldier ants. Soldier ants are also enemy of rabbit. You just buy kerosene of one bottle like this. This one is 200 naira. With this bottle you can use 200 naira kerosene for 6 months. What you do is take a container like this, just take small kerosene, pour it on the water like this. That one is enough. Mix this thing together. When you mix it together, just use it to spray. Just spray it around the house. Just spray it around the house. Aha, like this. Spray with this, so your hands cannot. So don't assume that because the house is properly covered, always ensure that you drive soldier ants away. Even that kerosene something that I pour inside the water can chase away lizard and other enemy of rabbits. In summary, let me just give a recap of what I've been saying all along. If you want to start rabbit business, get a cage that is preferably made of iron so that rabbits will not be hitting the wood. If you make, you can use wood, but make sure the wood is protected with a wire so that the mouth of the rabbits cannot get there. You can buy from local seller. No, I told you, depending on the purpose. Like for me, I keep it for consumption and for manure. So if your purpose of keeping rabbit is for consumption, you can buy from local seller. And I will recommend this type, the ARILEWOLA type, because it grows faster than the local. And I have it. If you want to buy, I have it, and it's around 4,000, 4,500 per one. Then when you buy like that, after about 6 months, this thing, they will start to give birth, depending on the male which will you crossbreed it with. So you construct the house, ensure that the poo is coming, the floor of the house is constructed in such a way that the urine and the poo can come down easily. Get a food cage inside where you can be pouring the food. Ensure that at least twice in a day you give them food. But the challenge there is this. You can see my own. I have not been able to expand it more than this because I have time constraint. I go to office and I come back in the evening. But for you, if you are saying you don't have job, you can expand this. People are buying it.
Caniculture, the practice of raising and breeding domestic rabbits for meat or mainly wool. The long-eared, stubby-tailed and furry animals have the potential to be one of the more profitable species to raise in modern-day farming. Producing at least 8 offsprings per doe, the kids grow fast and reach either market or breeding weight more quickly than any other species of livestock. But what exactly is the rate of turnover? Considered easy to keep with a high reproduction rate, rabbits can be the next best prospect for food, nutrition and income.
Now, a question may be coming to your mind that how can I get the cage? You can get the you can get the cage. Carpenter can help you to make it like this one now. A carpenter made it for me. But the water channel was done by plumber. The carpenter will make the cage, the plumber will do this for me. Then look at it. This one costs about 20,000 naira. This cage costs about 20,000 naira, and you can divide it into about, initially I divided it to about 4 or 5 coaches. But the modern one, look at the modern one. This one is costlier, is a bit expensive. At least I spent about around 70,000 naira on this because of the iron and all the like. And this one, look at it. You can keep a 1, 2, 3, 4. You can keep about more than 15 or 20 rabbits inside this one. So you can see that the tank is bigger. The tank is bigger and it's more spacious. Then you don't need to be sweeping the poo on the ground. The poo will come inside this place. So you just use something like this. I have a kind of glove, a kind of glove that I use in packing the fish, the poo-poo. Look at it. I have packer. I'll just pack it. Look at it. This is how I pack it. I will pack it like this. I want to ensure that the thing is not dropping inside the food cage under. This is how I pack the poo-poo. Then I'll go and bag it. Look at the bag. I put it inside the bag. Unlike this one that you have to sweep. That one you don't need to sweep. Now the water tank. No, I told you you have to change the water. In case the water is dirty and you want to change it, you come to this place. You just open the water like this. You just open it. Can you see? I see the thing is pouring away because you need to be changing the water. Now, this kind of house, we have some people that specialize on the construction of this type. They are not welder, they are not carpenter, but their own work is poultry, or let me say rabbit cage construction. That's their own area of specialization. So if you are interested, I will give you their number. You call them and they will make it. It depends on the number of coaches you need. Number of coaches you need will determine the price. It's not there is no specific price for it. It depends on the number. Like this one now, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 12. This is 12 coaches here. So the number of coaches will determine the price. But we have people that specialize in construction of this type of cage. They are not carpenter, they are not a welder. So if you want to do it, you can come to me. I'll give you their number. So you can call them, then you negotiate with them. But you have to tell them that they should construct it in such a way that you can put the roof there once and for all. Because if the roof is not there, it will be giving you a lot of problems. You'll be wasting your money in buying food, because rain will be spoiling the food. But if you have time, you can be going cutting grasses. Rain will not spoil grasses because easily you give it to them. But always ensure that you feed them with grasses and water. But when you don't have time, you can use processed food, pellets and all the like. Show you how I use the manure, because I told you I keep rabbit for two purposes, for consumption and for manure. So I want to show you how I use the manure now. On pineapple, can you see? So this one I bought it 350 naira. The two of them 350, making around 700. And last year, you can see that they are already fruiting. Look at this, it's coming up. Look at this one now, it's also coming up. Look at this one, it's also coming up. It's also coming up. And look at the one I've planted, small one, they are coming up. Instead of buying or spending your money on pineapple, last year I was able to get just 2, but this year I'm believing God that I will get more pineapple here instead of buying pineapple. And I'm still increasing it. I'll still continue to plant, and I will be using the manure to grow it. So, and you see the cassava. Cassava is growing. I told you I have about 3,000 hips here. I don't use fertilizer. I use manure from rabbit to grow all this cassava. See. Once again, I'm Brother ARILEWOLA Moses from Deeper Life Bible Church, Ife region, Opagu, and specifically in Agri. So if you want to start the business, first of all, determine the purpose. Is it for manure? Is it for consumption? Is it for pets, or is it for research? So when you determine your purpose, then that will determine the type or the breed you are going to buy. You can call me, then I will guide you on how to go about it, especially the construction of the rabbit house. And unlike me, I don't have time to concentrate on the production of this thing because I'm a civil servant. You are a youth. You are a youth, you have time. You can expand it. I told you I have space constraint. You can look for space and expand this business. People are using it as their major occupation and they are making it. So God will bless you in